Hey guys, and welcome back to the second part of our React video. So, in the last video, we had pretty much made our entire React application with some material UI that we had. So, now what we need to do is we need to pretty much add a backend, because right now, if like we do anything, nothing really happens. Like, even though I'm doing anything and I will send the speedrun to the thing, it's not actually going to a server, it's not getting stored in a database. So that's what we will do now. So I'm just gonna close material UI. I will make a new window over here, and I'm just going to search for Firebase. Now Firebase is this service provided by Google that we can use for all of this. Now it's absolutely free, so that's very cool. So go to Firebase and you can see it will give you kind of a introduction of what exactly this service is. Now for you would probably do something different. Now here's the thing, I actually made a lot of Firebase apps. So what happened was that my the number of times I can use Firebase kind of got over, so that was a bit of a problem. So I'm pretty much going to be using one of them and going to be adding that. Let me see if I can add one more thing. So you can see currently I have used all of the projects for my account, so I cannot really make a new project. I don't know why that's the case. I actually thought that you can say I can't make any project, so that's actually kind of bad, but I need to work with one of the pre-made projects that I had. So I'm just gonna click on get started, and so it's not really a bit of a problem. I can pretty much pay for the service, but I haven't really done all of those things right now. So I think what I'm going to be using is I will look at all of my Firebase projects till now, and I'm gonna use one of them. And I think I'm gonna use this to-do list app tutorial project that I had. So pretty much after you set up your project, setting up your project is very simple. Literally just check on every single of the services. Whatever service you get, just click on a tick mark and you are gonna be really good. Now I'm just gonna see if I have not set up a lot of things over here, because that will be kind of bad for you guys. Okay, so I'm pretty much gonna delete this thing because I don't want you guys to be hanging. And don't worry, I will show you how you can do what I've done over here. So I'm just cancel all of this thing. So I'm just gonna go over here, click on project settings. So that's what we do, and then you just wanna see in general and go down, and you get something like this: Firebase SDK snippet. Now before doing everything, what you want to do is go to your VS Code and open up the terminal over there. Now since one of my instance of the terminal is running this, I will open it up over here. So I will hit control and backtick, and as soon as I go into my terminal, I have to write out one command that will give Firebase the permissions to do something. So it is called Firebase login. So before that, in the setup, you will be getting a command to install Firebase tools. So install Firebase tools also. So after doing that, Firebase will be added to your path and you will be able to write Firebase login. Now if you're having any problems, you pretty much would have made some mistake in the installation of Firebase and you will have to do something. So it has logged me in, and now I am in Google Chrome. So don't click on automatic, don't click on CD, and click on config, and you literally will have a bunch of API keys. Now please don't copy any of my API keys, because all of the project things will then get shared and you'll be having all of the data that is in my project, and that's not good for me and also you, because if all of my data comes into your project, so and it also means that if for this project I have to pay certain fees, there could be a chance that it could also be paid. So I don't want all of that mistakes to happen. So please do not copy and paste any of my API keys or authentication domains. Alright, so once that's done, so please don't do that. That was just a heads up, because it can lead to some issues. So you will get something like this. Now right now, what I want you to do is just keep it like that, and I want you to head on to your VS Code or any other text editor. you first need to create like an instance of a Firebase project. So just like you used to create an instance of our props and all of the things, we also need to be having an instances for our Firebase projects. So what I will do is I will simply go here, go to SRC only, and just type out firebase.js, and also we will open up the terminal window again, because we need to do one more thing over here. I should have done it, but okay, I'm just gonna do it right now. So once you are over here in your terminal window, I don't know why it's taking so much of time to load up. Just type out sudo npm actually not hyphen g, Firebase. You need to install Firebase. Now I myself haven't done that right now for this project, so I'm gonna write this one command out and I'm gonna click on enter. So first of all, we need to import Firebase. So we just type out import, and we just type out Firebase, so the service that we have, and we need to import it from Firebase. So Fire base. So the reason why we are doing that is because we want to have a database, and now this tutorial I'm not gonna be having authentication, but probably in some of my videos, like if I have some future React projects up on my list, I think I will be having some videos where we will also be having authentication. So right now it's just installing these services for us. I don't know why it's throwing me a lot of errors. I also have the code like side by side up, and it shouldn't be throwing me some errors. Let me have a look. Okay, so it looks like even my auto completions aren't working for some reason. Let me close this and open it up again. Alright, I think now it will be perfect. Okay, so let's just complete the installation and then work with it. So it's almost complete, and there we go. You should just get 0 vulnerabilities. If you get some issues, just type out npm audit fix, and it will audit and fix the entire thing, and it will fix all of the vulnerabilities, and you will be good to go. Now you just want to import Firebase from actually not /Firebase, because it will throw me an error. Firebase. Now don't do /auth or anything, you just type out Firebase, nothing else. Now next what we do is we create a Firebase config file. So we just type out Firebase app, and is equals to Firebase dot initialize app, and inside we also have to put in the curly brackets. And then what I will do is I will go here and I will copy it only this much. So I'm not gonna copy these things, I'm just gonna copy the API key or domain, database URL, project ID, and all of that. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna head to my VS Code, and I'm going to simply paste all of that right over here, and now I'll save it up. Now one thing, I'm not going to be going over the steps of deploying your website with Firebase. You can use Netlify or Firebase or whatever you want, and the steps are very simple. I will show you what they are, but you actually need to do some tweaking to the app to actually deploy it. So that's why, like right now, if I kind of go over here, you will see what happens. Like right now, if I go over here, it just will open up the Firebase console. So that's pretty cool. So now once you do this, we need to actually get a service of Firebase. Like right now we have imported in, and we have just got all of the necessary components for our app. Now we need to see, like, now if we would be making some sort of chat application like a Facebook clone, you will be needing some authentication with email and Google. So at that time also you can use Firebase, but over here, as you can see, we are using database management. So even if we reload the page, we do not lose all of the speed runs. So that's something that you actually need to keep in mind. So on line number 14, all I'm going to do is just about const db, standing for database, is equals to Firebase dot, and we just type out Firestore, because that's a service of Firebase that will allow you to actually create a database. And basic JavaScript, we need to export this in order to import it from here, otherwise we won't be able to access it. So I'll just type out export default and db. That's very simple. Everything is just super simple since we are dealing with React. Now once you do that, literally head on to app.js file, and we simply need to import this and do some more code, and then we will be done with our app. I'll just type out import db from dot slash Firebase. So you should get that in auto completion if you are working with VS Code and you have like some of the syntax highlighting and all of that on. So now what I want you to do is go to your to-do list, like whatever you have named your project, and go to this icon that says Cloud Firestore. Click on that icon and you will see that it is start collection. So this collection basically means our database. Now we are going to be making, now since we are making this like speed run app, the name of the collection I'm going to be calling as speed runs. And what I usually do is I copy this collection ID, like, and then go over here to my things, and I'm just going to make this thing collection ID. I copy paste it, like, because we will be needing some of this stuff later on, so it's good that you remember what you have written, because sometimes if you make some spelling mistakes over here, it kind of messes a lot of things up. So the field of the collection will be called a speed run. I will copy that also, and I will go over here, collection field will be speed run. And also over here, when you are actually setting this up, do start and test mode. It won't really make any difference, but still. And let's just give it a YouTube video URL just to start it off. So I'm just gonna head up to YouTube. Like, we can obviously feed it a dummy URL, doesn't really matter. Like I was actually planning on making my website. I've actually made it. I'm about to deploy it, and I have still not deployed it. So okay, like my videos. Alright, what is happening? Let me start YouTube again. I don't know why it's taking so much of time. And your videos. So in YouTube Studio, all you want to do, like, I'm not saying you have to have your own video for this. Just go up, use any video, and it will be fine. Okay, just a second, guys. Okay, yeah. Some like dot came on my screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my first React video for this, and I'm gonna get myself a shareable link, and I'm simply going to paste that link. Now here there's no type as a URL, so don't worry. Like, when we will inject the string to our project, it will act as a URL, so don't worry about that. So now that we have done that, we actually now have to add the use effect. The use effect is basically like a use state, and it will be called only when we want it to be called. So in this case, we only want to call it when the entire thing gets loaded up. So I'm just gonna type out use effect. So this is another one of the React hooks. So now let's actually use this. So add objects and load from database. So we actually have set up the database. So this is actually a database, which you will see in a second. So we just type out use effect, and then we put the parentheses, another parentheses, make a arrow function, make a comma, and make these two like square brackets, and over here you put the condition when we want to execute it, and if you don't put anything, it will pretty much execute like as soon as the thing gets loaded up. And let me have a look over here for a second. Okay, I think I don't have to make it over here. I need to add this over here. Yeah, okay, so I was getting that error, whatever. So now we just do db.collection. So the collection, as we know, is speed runs, and we do this, and then we just pretty much copy this. I'm just gonna copy paste that name over here, and then we do on snapshot. Now this part is a little bit like finicky, but don't worry. And like I myself don't really understand a lot of this really nicely. You can just look it up. And then we just make another, for every snapshot we just make another of the arrow functions, and we want to pretty much set the send runs, like set the send runs. So we just about send runs, and we just about snapshot. Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to type that out. Like, I'm actually not looking at my keyboard and typing, so that's why. Docs.map. I actually typed dot. Okay, dot map. For every doc we want to, like, this map function I already explained to you in the previous video, and that's why. So doc.data, so all the data. And what is the data? Well, it is the speed run, so the field for each of the thing. So we can simply copy that and we can simply paste that over here. Awesome. Now we need to do one more thing before we actually call this finished, but we are very close. Now why is it throwing me an error? That's something we need to know. Loading. Okay, maybe it's not an error. Yeah, it's not an error. So now we need to do that. When we click the button and we add the speed run, we also want it to go into the database, because right now it's not in the database. So it's actually really simple. It's like 2 lines of code, and we just about db.collection, and which collection are we referring to? That's something that we need to write, because if you will be making an app with chat rooms, there will be multiple collections. So you have to specify which collection you are talking about, and it would not default to any collection. Then we just about dot add, so we are adding something, and now I think you should have guessed what we are trying to add. We are pretty much adding the speed for every speed run, and the speed run, as we know, is it's equal to the input field. So you should just write this, and it should pretty much just add it. So you can see in something like 5 or 6 lines of code we have managed to do this entire thing. Now why is it showing me not used? Because I have actually used it down here. Maybe it will just be like a little. Let's just head over here and see what's up over here. So let's just actually put in a correct URL over here. So put my channel content and get the shareable link, post that and reload the page. I think it's not working, but let's see. Alright, there is some issue. Speed runs. Okay, I think I get it. What is up with this thing? So I think like I'm having some issue though. Okay, I think I need to rerun this. I think I need to reload the entire page, because it's not showing me any error. So that's the thing. So it should pretty much add it over here. Like there should have been a speed run. So let me reload the page again. See if it has added a speed run. Okay, it hasn't. Don't know why that's happening. It should have worked. Okay, I don't know why I'm having this issue. Let me have a look at Firebase. Like the API keys are correct, and wait a second, let me have a console log data loaded. Inspect the page. Let's see if we get that console.log, that means that it is working, but there's some other issue, like, which I think I can't handle. Okay, that's kind of weird. We should have gotten the console.log over here. Let's see if, like, is it because of that, or are we not getting it from the start? Let me have a look at that. Alright, let's see. Reload the page. So yeah, we are getting data loaded. Okay, that's good. But okay, now why are we having this thing? Alright, so look at that. We are having data loaded. So there is some issue with this. I don't know what the happening. What, like, what issue it is. Send runs, like we are sending the runs, so that's correct. And to do data const send speed run db.collection dot. Okay, that's kind of, I would say, finicky. Like I have never faced this error before, so it's something that I don't know what is that going on. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's see if my brackets are correct. So this one matches, this one matches, this one obviously matches, this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so it looks like everything matches. Now this is the part which is getting screwed up. I will look at my Firebase.js. Okay, I think I'm getting what is happening over here. So like over here we are getting this collection. Okay, let me try it out once again. So I'm gonna delete this collection speed runs. Let me delete this collection and like see what's happening actually. Let me go to page. Okay, now that's a bit of a problem. Okay, I get it. I think I have linked this app with some other app, and this app is also linked with the same Firebase account. Like since I've exhausted like the number of apps I can make, I think that's the thing why this app isn't working. Because like I was already having some issues, so let me have a look at all of the other things. Like if everything is just the same, then I think that's the issue. Otherwise there will be some actual issue though. So let me have a look over here. Yeah, I think that's the thing, because like if there would actually be like an issue, I would have like known that it was there. And like even in my code, like I'm actually looking at other files where I deployed Firebase, and I can't find anywhere which, like I can't really find any place where I can actually made a mistake. Okay, I'm not really finding any place like that. Maybe if I can copy that and try to do it. Okay, there's surely some issue. I think there's an issue which is not from my side at this point, because it's also because the data is not getting loaded. Like normally the data should have gotten loaded because the use effect is being triggered at this point. I don't know why this is the issue, but just having a look here and there if I can manage to get it. Okay, if that's the case, let me have a look at my API key again. Maybe I haven't copied it correctly or something like that. Config API key. it literally feels like the same thing. I don't know why that's the case. Yeah, and even Firebase has been installed correctly. It's not like, hi, let me have a look. Okay, so I've actually even done all of the installations and everything correctly. I actually don't get it why it's not happening. Let me see again. Yeah, 100%. I think this is because I had linked up that app before, and it's not because of some error. I think that's the thing. Yours should be working. If you are having some issues, definitely comment down below. I will look into it, and probably if even you are having the same issue, I'll make a video where I will try and fix this thing. Because looking at it right now, I think that is what is happening, and if you guys don't face this issue, then that is the problem. Otherwise, don't be worried, just comment down below and I will do it for you guys. So pretty much that's it for this video and this series, because we have added like Material UI, Firebase and React. And after watching this series, you will be able to probably make a ton of different Firebase projects. Even though the series totaled up to an hour only, it's okay. It's like a crash course, but you still will be able to make projects with this now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's it for today, guys, and I will see you in another YouTube video.